Welcome back to another MOTOBOB video, and this week Kawasaki announced loads of color updates for their 2024 model year, and so here are all the pictures for you to peruse and drool over, and we'll go through them in price order ascending, and along the way I'll give you my picks. First up, their learner-friendly naked, the Z125. Now this one looks pretty great to me for a 125 and gives you some of the bigger Z-bike looks, but in a learner legal package. And for 2024, this one comes in candy lime green and metallic spark black, or you can go for the slightly more stealthy looking metallic matte graphene steel grey and metallic flat spark black. The latter I think would be my pick here for the green frame and the green rim tape, which I think makes it look a little bit more classy and premium than the 4K price tag would suggest. An extra 300 quid though gets you the fared sports bike equivalent, which is the Ninja 125, and again this looks pretty serious given that it's a small capacity engine. For 2024 you've got two colour choices, so lime green and ebony with some little pops of red and the 125 graphic along the side there, or you've got the metallic spark black and metallic graphite grey, which again is the more sort of muted option. But I think for a sports bike you've got to go for the one that looks the most racy, and for that reason I'm going for the green, black and red. Next up we've got their parallel twin powered 650 naked, the Z650, and this is a decent proven all-rounder at just over 7 grand. Quite a big seller in this middleweight naked segment, and so this one gets 3 colour options for 2024. So you've got candy persimmon red and ebony with a bit of red on the wheels too, metallic matte graphene steel grey and ebony with the green on the frame again, and then the most stealthy finish is the metallic matte dark grey and metallic spark black with a little bit of a pop on the rim tape. But I think those last two feel a little bit too similar to me. I'd like to see a touch more variety, and so I think I'd have to go for the candy red. Plus, it's got a bit of a hint of the 50th anniversary paint job that they did for their Z lineup last year, and I really liked that one when it was announced. Onto the equivalent sports bike, the Ninja 650, and again a decent bike, and also it gets a fairly upright riding position so it's not too cramped. Not the most sporty bike on the market, but if you're looking for a bit of the Ninja image but in a bike that you can actually use every day, then this one certainly fits the bill. And for 2024 we've got two paint jobs, so lime green and ebony with the red accents, and you've got the same headlights here as the ZX-10R, so it really does look the business. Or you could go for one of the longest paint job names on this list. It's ebony and candy lime green type 3 and metallic matte dark grey, which is basically green and grey, but I think this one does look pretty classy, and despite what I just said about sports bikes going for the most pop-in paint job, this one surprised me. I really do like it, and so I think it might be my pick of the two. Now in their 650 lineup you've also got this great little retro, the Z650 RS. It takes its styling from the bigger Z900 RS, but it's just in a smaller, lighter, more affordable package, and I really think it does look very nice indeed. I enjoyed it so much when we reviewed it last year, just for like pottering around on country roads and enjoying a simple bike, and now you've got some new paint for this year which I think makes it look even better. The candy medium red looks fantastic in my opinion, with the gold wheels as a bit of a pop. Then there's metallic phantom silver and metallic matte carbon grey, which actually from the pictures looks a bit more like a green on that panel on the tank. And lastly you've got the obligatory stealth ebony and metallic matte carbon grey. The red one takes it easily for me. It's a bike that you want to stand out a bit, and the red and gold definitely does exactly that. Getting a bit more serious now with their sporty naked, the Z900, which is up at 120 odd horsepower, which seems like decent value for under 10 grand. I've ridden this bike in the past on the track and I really enjoyed it, lots of fun. And for this year we've got 3 paint options, so the candy persimmon red and ebony, ebony and metallic matte graphene steel grey, and metallic spark black and metallic graphite grey, which are all pretty much the same as the smaller Z650. Thing is, with this one you've also got the SE version. It gets a few nice upgrades like the suspension. It costs about 1500 quid extra, but this one comes in metallic spark black, metallic matte graphene steel grey and candy lime green type 3, and hands down it's the best looking of the bunch, especially with the gold fork and the yellow Olin shocks, so budget allowing, that one would easily be my pick. In at 6 we've got their big inline 4 powered adventure tourer. It's the Versys 1000 with its various levels of spec. The base model just gets one paint job. It's called metallic matte graphene steel grey with metallic spark black. The slightly more spec'd up S version with the improved electronics gets two variants, so metallic Diablo Black and metallic Phantom Silver, and the more plain looking metallic matte dark grey and metallic Diablo Black. Then there's the top dog with all the extras, the SE model. This one gets semi-active electronically adjustable suspension, but from a styling perspective it comes in the exact two same colours as the S model. I'm not particularly inspired by any of these, they all seem a bit safe, and so I'd probably go for the black in the hope that no one would see me. Let's liven things up a little with the Z900 RS, one of the best retro bikes currently on the market in my opinion. It takes the Z900 naked and gives it this awesome styling package, as well as a slightly more torquey tune on the engine, and it's just a fantastic bike to ride, and it looks the absolute nuts as well. The base version comes in candy green, which has a bit of a pop of yellow too, or you've got metallic Diablo Black. But again, much like the Z900, there is an SE version with fancy suspension and better brakes, and it comes in the same paint job as last year, so metallic Diablo Black with the yellow ball accents and the gold rims too. Now I know it's the most expensive, so it's easy to pick the SE, but we had one recently for review, and I think it's one of the best looking bikes we've ever had in the studio. An absolute head turner and conversation starter every time you go out on it. Just awesome, and so I'd have to go for that one. Next up, we've got the Ninja 1000 SX Sports Tourer, and this is a big seller in the UK, and I'm sure elsewhere too. Almost always in the top 10 selling big bikes over here, and it's easy to see why. It's fast, it's comfy, and it's really competitively priced. This year we've got Emerald Blaze Green with metallic matte graphene steel grey and metallic Diablo Black, metallic matte graphite grey and metallic Diablo Black, that one gets a bit of red, and then also metallic Diablo Black and metallic Phantom Silver and metallic carbon grey with a little bit of green. Again, two very similar paint jobs as the latter options there. Not sure why they don't just give the customer a bit more variety and choice. They used to do this one in a burnt orange, for example, which I thought looked very good indeed. But of the three, I'd go for the green just for a bit of color. Now there's a $5,000 jump up in price here for number 3, and that's the ZH2, which is their bonkers supercharged inline 4 naked. And this year there's metallic carbon grey and ebony with a bit of orange for the base model, or for the SE version with the better brakes and suspension, you've got metallic matte graphene steel grey with ebony with green on the frame, green on the rim tape, and green on the belly pan. This one's easy, it's got to be the one with all the green. Now at $17,500 you've got their ZX-10R Superbike, and with this one we've got the classic lime green and ebony, and then a more muted grey and green. Again, it's got to be the racing colours here. Top of the tree though at $22,500 or $25,500 for the SE version with the radar driven rider aids, we've got the supercharged Ninja H2 SX Sports Tourer. The base model comes in metallic Diablo Black for this year, but the more fancy one comes in Emerald Blaze Green, a metallic Diablo Black, and metallic graphite grey, and I think it helps to break up that big slab of fairing, and also the green on the nose and on the tail just help to bring a little bit of excitement to proceedings, and so of course I'd have to pick that one. As always, I'd love to know which bike you take down in the comments below, so do let me know. And if you haven't seen my favourite things about the H2SX when I rode it last year, then please do check out the video. I've linked to it on the screen here. A brilliant bike with a bonkers amount of power, so do give it a watch. Many thanks for watching today, and if you hit subscribe if you've not already, then we'll catch you in the next one.